Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another SLG meetup. And today we're going to be having with us a very interesting guest. In fact, we consider him the most interesting realtor in the world. My friend Peter Torkan, he's the founder and managing partner at the agency Toronto with over $1.5 billion in sales. And he's going to bring the heat. So very excited about having him here today. What's going on, Peter?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Should I call you Mr. Dos Equis Real Estate?
Did you like the pose? You love the pose?
Is that what? I thought that was a Halloween thing, and then I was like, wow, it's too good. It's too good. I love it.
So I had to come up with something. You got to do something fun, something different. So that was it. And look, I got the beard that's going, so it looks like I stay thirsty, my friend, or stay hungry, my friend. So it was a great idea.
I love it. No, as you said, you need to be innovative and you need to find something catchy that people can go along with it. And in your case, your personality and your look obviously fits apart. So, well, thanks for joining. And now that I know that I'm talking to the most interesting realtor in the world, then it makes it even more interesting.
There's a lot of questions, huh? Go.
A lot of questions. So tell us, Peter, about what's going on, because you're in Toronto, you are the founder and managing partner at the agency Toronto, which, by the way, I was looking at your guys' party a couple of weeks ago. It looked unbelievable.
Oh,
it makes you want to join the agency. It's too good. But tell us, what's going on there? What's going on in Toronto right now?
So look, all exciting and good stuff, my friend. So the forum was, first of all, let me go back for a second. The forum was absolutely amazing. We had about 600 agents that showed up, and of course, everybody was tested. We were in a safe environment in Palm Desert, but it was just something out of this world. It was just absolutely amazing. It was Toronto. Things are happening, and it's exciting. It's very, very exciting. So we brought the agency Toronto, the agency franchise in Toronto. We were the first one to establish that, and we have our new office. We just had because of COVID, everything was lagged out, but finally we are selling into our brand new office, which is a world-class office that you can imagine. I'm going to give you a tour one day when you come by, hopefully.
I love it.
And then, but it's absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Tell us also about yourself, because you've built yourself a very successful career throughout these past 15 years that you were talking about, not just with the agency, but as a whole. And I will say that $1.5 billion worth of real estate sold, and also the amount of following that you've acquired through social media. I mean, those are like two things that you've acquired throughout the years. Tell us how you started.
So I've been doing luxury real estate for a little bit over a decade right now. It's about 11 to 12 years. So, and Toronto is, in terms of luxury, it's a very niche market. Okay, so there is only a handful of people that actually dabble into that world. That's what I wasn't doing that in years previous to that, when I switched 180 my career to being a luxury broker. I used to do a lot of pre-construction condominiums. I used to walk into a project and sell 100 units. Like I had exclusive access to floors after floors after floors from condominium developers. But I decided to do a 180 in my career, like everything else that I do. I take a lot of chances and risk, and I and I do cold turkey stuff, and I just go over. So it's been a great ride. Average is pretty much about $5 million in transaction in sales. So in terms of luxury, if anybody understands, you don't have to sell 200 homes to make a lot of money, or you don't have a life anymore, unfortunately. So what I try to do, exactly. So what I try to do, I try to sell less home, my volume to be higher, and that of course, makes you more money. It's all about the clients. It's not about me. It's not about the dollars. I learned that over a decade ago, and I make it about them rather than me and my bottom line, because that's what it should be, in my opinion.
To reach that level and do it so successfully, is there any specific approach that you've been doing over time that has worked for you?
So I was extremely laser focused, my friend. So when I switched my whole business model from over a decade ago to going after luxury, I completely, you know how the horse, they put on those little blinders so they don't see anything else rather than just what's in front of it. So that's exactly what I did. I canceled all the noise. I didn't want to hear it. I picked up a specific neighborhood that I wanted to work with. My recommendation to any agent that you want to become successful, you have to be a very niche caterer. So pick a geographical area that you really want to work in and be successful. So at the beginning of your career, usually you spend time in order to generate income, and then then that will flip over. Then you start spending money and generating income that way. So that's what I did. I door knocked, I cold call, and I you name it under the sun, I did.
You did everything.
I did it all. So that gives me a great base of going after the business. And once you establish few sales in under your belt, like my first year in going after luxury, I did 36 deals. That was my first year. Oh, wow. So and that was purely out of cold calls and door knocks and just purely going out there and generating. I wasn't buying the business. I wasn't geographical farming. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. So over the years, yes, then it becomes the Instagram and social media. Back in 2012, I started getting on Instagram and picking up steam towards having people come to me rather than me going to them. Which was much easier, right? It's much easier.
much better, yes.
So much better for the phone call to come in rather than you chasing the buck all the time, right? So then you establish it 100%. So that was the graduation between, gradually I went from actually working my time, putting my time in, and then I still put my time in, but I slowly introduce the other aspect of the business and different avenues of money coming in and sources of getting clients, pretty much.
Super, very nice. Now, what's been the hardest part? Because everything sounded very traditionally growing nicely. Now, what was the hardest part?
Look, there was no hard part, Albert. To be honest with you, there was nothing because I didn't.
Of course, you're the most interesting guy.
It's easy. Yeah, so, and I can come and sit over here and bullshit you. I say, oh my God, I worked hard. I'm tired. Like all the other agents are going to tell you. No, I did it with love because I really love what I do. As I say, I go back to my same phrase before. If you love what you do, it's not work. So for me, honestly, it was no hard part. Yeah, I put in a lot of hard work into it. It was a lot of endless nights. I came home sometimes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, negotiating an offer, for that $15 million deal. But again, I did it with love. It didn't bother me that I'm coming home 2 o'clock in the morning. When I got home, I was actually so hyper I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, like,
I had to run around the house. I just sold a $15 million house, so that excitement builds up, right? So, but again, it's here's what my recommendation for people. People want magic pills. They think, give me the best solution or give me the easiest thing what do I do? Tell me right now what thing that I should change to become successful. It does not work that way. You know what I mean? It's not one pill for all, right? It's not something that everybody has to go through the process. You have to build that Rome wasn't built in one night, of course, right? So it takes time for you to develop. It takes time for you to create a name for yourself and stay on top of the game and know your numbers and know your knowledge and accumulate all of this to get it for years to pass by. Then you become to a position that you're right. Doing things differently.
Super, very nice. No, that's great. So look, you've been dealing with high-end volume of super luxury properties, but luxury comes in so many shapes and forms, and it has a different meaning for many people. So I want to know what really luxury is to you.
What does the luxury mean to me? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter what client I deal with. If you're asking about luxury properties, of course, there's a price range that the luxury comes in. But if you're asking me about how you treat the clients, it doesn't matter what clients I deal with. I still sell condos too. 100,000, 500,000 doesn't mean that I only deal with the really, really expensive stuff, which everybody thinks. But I treat everybody the same. Okay, that's number one. I give the service, doesn't matter. It's white glove for, Ritz-Carlton white glove service that you're going to get from me. If you want to sell your condominium or you want to sell your $100 million estate, I don't care. So you're going to get the same level of knowledge and customer base. But luxury, unfortunately, there's a sticker to it. Right? They say certain amount of price point, your threshold you pass by, it becomes a luxury property. So in Toronto, it has become evident that anything above $3 million is luxury these days, right? Because there's a lot of good properties. There's such a vast Toronto is vast, and it's got such a different pockets of homes, and they're all different luxury styles. And the $3 million could be a luxury on one neighborhood, but not on the other, right? It could be your entry level. So, but look, it doesn't matter as long as I think you treat every client the same. That's the way it's about the clients, buddy. It's not about me. It's not about the house. It's not about any of that. It's about your relationship, how you build that over the years. That's what
Super. I agree with you. I mean, it's important to provide that type of service out there regardless, right? And what you said, stay super laser focused on the type of product that you want to focus on. And if in this case it's luxury, you already know, just focus on which area and go for it. So, very good. Very, very good, my friend. So I just wanted to ask you, because you seem like a very confident, happy guy. And obviously that's something that you built over the years. But is there anything that you have on your personal routines in the morning that you've been doing over the years?
Yeah, oh, definitely, 100%. And it's I think it's the biggest thing for me and my wife. We both meditate in the morning. So that's the first thing we do. Okay, you got to get your mindset proper. Then we meditate about 15, 20 minutes. She does about an hour. She does a lot more than I do. She's more consistent, but you got to quiet your mind. You got to get into alignment with who you are and imagine stuff and get your day ready. Once you're tapped in, turn on for the day, and your enthusiasm kicks in, nothing else bothers you during the day. So that's one of my routine in the morning. So I meditate 100%, and anybody wants to know.
I'm not gonna ask why your wife does 1 hour versus you 20. I don't know if it's your reason. Too tough to deal with you. She needs extra time.
She loves it. She loves the meditation. But so do I. So we meditate first thing in the morning, and then we wake up, and then I put on a song when we're getting ready. We dance. We just, you got to be on a cheerful mode, my friend. It's a happy day. It doesn't matter what it is, right? The happiness is not about how much money you get in the bank and what car you drive or what luxury house you got. Happiness has to come from you, from within you, right? So I've learned that years ago, and that's what we do all the time. When we get up and we dance the song and we get ready and all of that, and we're in a cheerful mode. We come to the office and start our day. So that's our routine. So I recommend that to everybody. If you want to become successful, meditate in the morning.
Look, I agree with you to a certain extent. I do guided meditation as well in the morning, and it definitely helps you to keep your mind clear and have more self-awareness, because sometimes the days go by so fast that you don't realize a lot of the things that you do or the things that you lack of doing. And when you have that moment to think about yourself and have that self-awareness and be present, it's when things start putting together. So very, very good point right there.
100%.
Obviously, I know you're a busy guy, starting the day early, getting things going. So I wanted to make sure that everybody that is watching to please follow Peter. He's an amazing guy. He's very successful and knowledgeable, inspirational. And now with the tagline of the most interesting realtor in the world, we're going to start seeing
that's not going to die.
Nice content out there. So thank you again for your time. I'm not sure if we missed anything. Is there
I love
anything
your
else that you
page,
would
by
like
the
to
way.
share?
I love what you do. I do follow you. I know what you do and what you're about, and I love it. Love for you to come to Toronto so we can spend some time together. Okay?
100%. Thank you so much, Peter. And thank you
Thanks, my
everybody for
friend.
watching.
Thank
See
you
you
for
soon, my friend.